Good afternoon, fastball fans, and welcome to John Miller Field here at the world-famous Circle Tap Bar and Grill, just on the outskirts of Denmark, Wisconsin. We are moving on in our losers bracket action here on the ISC network. Blair Setford and Joe Todd, we're going to bring you the Grand Prairie Pirates from Alberta, taking on the JB squad from Agora Hills in California. A couple of Western-based teams, and Joe Todd, this looks to be a real good matchup. Two hard-throwing right-handers out on the board for their respective teams as you get a look inside the bar at Circle Tap, and now you're in the booth with us here on the broadcast trailer, just on the third base side. Joe, Steve Normand, hard-throwing righty out of Irma, Alberta, and his counterpart, Roman Godoy from Paraná in Argentina, coming off a no-hitter last night as Roman Godoy. Real good matchup here. Our first opportunity to get a look at the JB squad, as they've just been on alternate diamonds and not on the broadcast rotation.
Yes, I expect a real good game here. Two big, powerful batting teams, and the pitching finesse of both Roman Godoy and Steve Normand will be prime to watch.
Steve Normand, a creature of habit, walks down to the board after every out. Let's set the batting lineup for JB, shall we, Joe Todd? Leading off, it's Lucio Redemar playing center field. Fetty Eater in the 2-hole. Lenny Villavazzo bats 3. Juan Villavazzo in the 4 spot, batting cleanup. It's Nico Carrillo hitting 5th. Cesar Rodriguez, Iran Torres. Then Bo Bishop, the catcher, hits 8. And Ismael Pena will bat in the 9 spot for JB. Defensively for the Grand Prairie Pirates, Chris Walushka, Braden Arcon, Pat Burns, left to right across the outfield. Todd Williams, Scott Galenza, Travis Head, Corey Jones, and Steve Normand pitching to Mitch Stack, his battery mate. Lucio Redemar, a good young Argentina player, making his ISC debut, was on the national team for Argentina down at the World Cup. Plenty of speed here at the top of the order for the JB squad, Joe.
Yes, he's got excellent wheels, covers a lot of territory out in center field. Has a great arm, too.
Swings and misses at that pitch from Normand. You see Normand stuck all the way down. I'm sure there's a precise number of steps, and then he'll get the ball and get back to the board. And a good opening account there for Steve Normand, striking out Lucio Redemar. Fetty Eater, a member of last year's championship team with the Kitchener Twins, making the move out west. A good fit for Fetty Eater with all of the Latin American players on this JB team. Joe, this is a great fit for Fetty Eater.
Yeah, I'm sure he feels very comfortable there.
Eater fouls this one off. Always a tough out at the top of the order. He's moved over to third base with the JB squad. They're very solid up the middle with Ismael Pena and Lenny Villavazzo, but it's great when you can have a natural middle infielder playing third. Just gives you that much more range and coverage.
Eder 3 for 11 so far in the tournament, 2 home runs and 4 RBIs.
Downstairs from Steve Normand, a little chap on the chest to let Mitch Stack know that one was on him.
Eater has had
And there-
5 walks.
There is Varm Matiosian bearing gifts here for us, Joe Todd. As this one goes up the middle, and we got an opportunity, Luciano. Maybe we can bring in Varm to join us for a quick interview as well. Large for Joe. So at the base hit to Fetty Eater, that brings up Lenny Villavazzo. And Joe, a year ago, Lenny Villavazzo might have been one of the 2 or 3 best hitters in the tournament, along with Eric Ochoa.
He had a great week.
Takes a called strike. Villavazzo. And that one's gone. Lenny Villavazzo does what JB. Again, if you're just getting in with Blair Setford, Joe Todd on the ISC network, it is just about 11 minutes after the hour. We're in the top of the first inning. JB from Agora Hills in California, already a 2-0 lead on the strength of a Lenny Villavazzo home run. We're joined in the booth by Varm Matiosian, Mr. Ned himself. He came bearing gifts. Some lovely dust-up with Hilly and Lolly T-shirts making the rounds. Mr. Ned, a sponsor on dust-up and a sponsor here on the ISC network. Varm, thanks for joining us. Appreciate everything that you do.
No problem, boys. Just gets a little bored during the daytime, so I figured I'd come down.
To watch some real good ball games too. I'm not sure when you got in, but a real good one between Circle Tap and Toronto. That one going in Circle Tap Duke's favor, 4-1 winners in the 10 a.m. game. And now JB looking to continue their march through the losers bracket. They dropped their opening game, Joe Todd, all the way back on the weekend and have just been steadily winning game after game after game. And here they are on Friday and an opportunity to punch their way into the Final Four.
That had to be a big upset with the RM Kurtz team back on Saturday.
Well, Kurtz,
I gotta tell you, that Kurtz, RM Kurtz, they play in a great league in Pennsylvania. Every team's got pitching. They've been seeing it. So it was a surprise, but not a huge one.
Down on strikes goes Nico Carril. We're going to take a quick break, but we're going to stay with Varm Mathiosian as we'll go to the home half of the first. Coming up with the Grand Prairie Pirates trailing 2-0.
This business was opened in 1965 by my father, Ned Mathiosian. Could have walked in here 25, 30 years ago and seen just about the same thing. The process of making this suit takes about 6 weeks. It goes through about 12 or 13 hands as it's moved along the line. It's an old-time place. Making stuff from scratch here in the city at a reasonable cost. It's a very personal type of business.
So we're talking with Varm Mathiosian here in the broadcast booth, and there are the three of us, and there's that brand new, it's soon to be famous, Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly. You'll see those around the park quite frequently today. And Varm, let's start with last night and the New York Gremlins, a barn burner.
Well, yeah, I mean, we had our chances all game. I counted afterwards. We left 10 guys on, and our 3 runs were 3 solo home runs, right? And, you know, circumstances of the game change. You know, maybe you get a big hit there, some things stuff. But, hey, you know, Cleary does what he did, and he kind of gutted through what he had to get through. And, hey, he's a great pitcher. That's why you play the game.
We've been talking all season about you guys have been on, and we thought, honestly, there were probably only 2 guys that could keep up with the Gremlins, Sean Cleary being one of them, maybe Huemo Mata being the other. But you've got some games to play now. How do you prepare the team?
You pretty much do exactly what you're doing the whole year. Like every game here at the ISC or whether we're at you kind of hit in the morning and you just do your normal routine. Team kind of breeds confidence over the whole month that everybody, or 6 weeks that everybody's been here, and you just kind of, hey, just go play. You know, you got another game. Yeah, nothing special you can give. You know, there's no speeches anybody can give. I mean, you just say, okay, guys, we know what we're doing here, and let's go. I mean, everybody's got confidence on the team as far as getting through. You know, we think we have the pitching to get through it, but you just got to get through one. We're playing 4 finals now, so we're playing 1 final today. And then the next game, if we win, we're playing another final. So.
And that's the way to approach it, a game at a time, an inning at a time. As you said, you got the pitching to do it. How is Jack Bestgrove today? That was a setback for him.
Yeah, a setback, you know. He hasn't lost yet, but lost a game. And, well, I guess we're going to find out when he starts pitching. But everybody's got all the confidence that it's either him or Andrew will probably start. And he was fine. You know, he was fine this morning. You know, kind of running around to practice, and everything's fine.
Well, that's good. We look forward to the Gremlins this afternoon. As down on strikes went Braden Arcon. Chris Walushka to the plate for the Grand Prairie Pirates. Here's a guy that you guys know well, Roman Godoy. No hitter last night. What do you guys know about Ramon?
Well, he was with us for a couple years, about 6-7 years ago, and hey man, hard drop, good change, and he's proven it over the years. He's a good pitcher. Last year, I thought he was excellent. I mean, you don't finish second at the ASA and third at the ISC by mistake.
That's right.
They got some hitters and they obviously have some good players, but they kind of rode him, and he had an excellent season last season. I know JB hasn't played a lot of tournaments, but that's kind of what they do most of the time. They play a few at the end, and they got the players. They can hit.
That one is laced by Walushka out to left field, so aboard with a base hit. He'll bring up Corey Jones. And this hard-hitting Pirates team, Joe, they have been banging out home runs at a pretty good clip here the last couple of games. I think 8 home runs in their last 2. Sorry, I put you on the spot there. My bad.
But I'm not. No problem, but I think they've only got 7 in the books right now.
Oh, sorry, only 7 in the last 2 games.
Yeah. Corey Jones, 8 for 17, though. One of the leaders on this team with a stick.
Called a strike.
You look at Grand Prairie, and it's like, okay, you figure out you got good pitching and you got good premium hitting. Like if you got Walushka and you got Jones and you got Patty Burns, is he next?
Yeah, Burns.
Okay, so yeah, you get a few, grouped together good hitters, you tend to score runs.
Yeah, well, they did that in bunches against Elmira the other day on one of our broadcasts, and then yesterday in a very early game in the morning, they were down against AWP, but Scott Nehigh hit a couple of home runs in that game. Pat Burns with a walk-off hit in the bottom of the 7th, and 4-3 winners to get into this game. AWP, a couple of tough losses in the World Tournament here and knocking them out, but that's what the World Tournament is all about, is tough games.
Yeah, I tell you, they played a great schedule this year. AWP, they were everywhere, and they won their fair share of games against really good teams. I had them before the tournament as an outside sleeper to make it to Saturday. That's how impressed I was with them during the year. Yeah,
Bear Creek twice. They beat the Niagara Stompers twice, and gave them fits, of course, in that great, excellent extra innings game the other night.
Yeah. That was, I think, that game and our game last night were the 2 games of the tournament, I think. I haven't seen all of them, but as far as pressure and building during the game and good play and good pitching, good hitting, those 2 really.
Yeah, those I think were 2 of the premium games of the tournament. Absolutely, we're getting. Yeah, we're getting more of those today, and this is really here at the sharp end of the tournament where you're going to get those super competitive, tight games with all of the top 10 ranked teams now in action. I think the rankers did a decent job of getting everybody mostly in order, and I think it's mostly going to work out that way too. Pat Burns to the dish.
I had 1, 2, 3, 4 playing last night in the winners bracket.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little harder once you get a little further down, I agree. But in the end, that's where it was, right?
Corey Jones got on by way of a hit-by-pitch, hit right in the elbow.
Call that a one-pitch walk.
In the rough and tumble league.
You're trying to minimize your pitches, all right?
Right.
Expected lineup changes today. You guys go with staying with that rotation that you've been on with those 4 guys between right and second and DP.
Pretty much. I mean, I haven't gone over it yet, but yeah, I mean, it's mostly just kind of keep changing them in and out, and just depending on matchups. But to be honest, we don't know who we're going to see, so we got a little time. So I would imagine nothing changes too much there. And if I knew, I wasn't going to tell you anyway. So.
Pat Burns 5 for 17 in this tournament. Pat, one of the lone guys who has not had a home run on this team.
Well, he got the big walk-off hit, so he'll be happy with that yesterday against AWP. And a bit of a rivalry there between those teams, too, as some pride involved as to who was going to be where in the rankings. And one team felt they should have been higher. And
well, I guess if you look at it, JB didn't play a lot of tournaments, and at the time of the rankings, it wasn't looking great. So they were still ranked high because they finished second at ASA last year and third at ISC. You have to respect it.
Yeah, and the same with AWP.
As
yes. You said, they played a great schedule, and I completely agree with you. They came out to that Oakland tournament and acquitted themselves well there, same as in Ashland. And that is a real good ball club. You look at Marco Diaz and the things that he's going to do in this game at the young age, and was already clocked in the mid-upper 80s. That is somebody to keep an eye on for sure.
And their other pitcher as well. A
great find for the Czech Republic, coming up right along with Michael Holobratic and some of the other arms that they've got in their program. Really bodes well for the Czechs.
Scott Nehai 8 for 14 so far, 4 home runs, 6 RBIs, batting average of .571.
It's not a bad start.
No,
he's doing well.
Oh man, he hits it. Big boy.
He is solid. Well, there are some Redwoods on this Pirates team. Same with AWP for that matter.
Yeah, have you stood next to Marco? He's big,
he's
big
got
boy.
6'6".
Yeah.
Swing and a miss there by Nehai. Looked like Ramon took something off it. He's got a great changeup, Varm, something you guys are well aware of and something that you got to keep in the back of your mind at the plate.
Yeah, and I looked at a couple games he's pitched. There, obviously, with a different catcher, there's a couple different patterns that what Rafa Flores was calling for him last year, and locations as well. Rafa liked to go out a lot.
Out to right, we've been joined by Varm Mattiosian here from the New York Gremlins. Thanks, Varm, for being with us. Really appreciate it. We'll see you guys a little bit later this afternoon around 5 p.m. Good luck in your game. And you're always welcome here in the booth. Want you to know, especially when you come bearing gifts.
Yeah, exactly. The sponsorship. Thanks, guys. Yeah, thanks, guys. You guys have been doing great all tournament. All right.
Joe, always great to hear from Varm Mattiosian, from Mr. Ned, one of our longtime sponsors here on the ISC network. We appreciate everything that Varm does to help support the game. A sponsor on Dust Up, who are also a sponsor here on the ISC network. So great insight too. I mean, a coach on one of the top teams. He's got a keen eye. I know he's got that dry wit and certainly loves to take the pee out of everybody when he gets the opportunity, but some keen insights from Varm as well.
Yeah. Very analytical. It breaks it down very, very cleanly and simply. Cesar Rodriguez 3 for 10 so far in the tournament. He also has 2 home runs and 6 RBIs. Mr. John Miller coming back into the ballpark. Wearing his ISC Hall of Fame hat.
Very good. A walk to Cesar Rodriguez. Leading off the top of the second inning here, Ron Torres will come to the plate. Torres last year, Joe, with the Marchio Sausage team, ISC 2 champions. Makes the trip over here. Puts the bunt down and moves up Cesar Rodriguez. So some good small ball, Joe.
Yes. Well executed bunt there. Perfect squaring behind and left the bat in a position where you're almost catching the ball. Advancing Rodriguez down to second base. Bo Bishop now at the plate. Bishop, a new addition to J&B lineup.
Well, Bo Bishop has been in and out of both the softball and the baseball systems in New Zealand. A catcher by trade, he was signed by, I believe, the Boston Red Sox and spent a little bit of time in their instructional system. Was known primarily for his defense, has a cannon for an arm behind the plate. There's a great video of him launching a home run at, I believe it was at the Marchio Sausage Classic tournament in Minnesota that JB won. Hit a home run, Joe, about 325 feet. Just absolutely clobbered it. It's on, if you can scroll down several dozen posts, it's on the ISC Fastpitch Facebook page. This one misses upstairs, so he's got some pop. Swings through that pitch from Steve Normand. Three balls, two strikes, one down in the inning. And this one is well hit, deep left field, way back and gone. Tawera Bishop, Joe, we talked about it. And it seems the broadcaster's curse has become the broadcaster's benefit here in the latter stages of the tournament. Bishop, a big two-run home run.
Steve Normand got too much of that plate against Bishop and just laced it over that left field fence. That's a big plus there to get a good jump on this team.
Well, a big home run in the 8th spot. And that will bring us to Ismael Pena, batting 9 for JB. And Joe, it's 2 lightning strikes for JB. You get a runner aboard and then bang with Lenny Villavazzo and now Bo Bishop. In for a strike, and Joe, nobody up as far as, oh, maybe there is somebody up. Thought I just saw some motion over there. Yep, there is some activity in the Grand Prairie bullpen as there's a 2-hopper out to Travis Head, and they retire Ismael Pena. Maybe we can get a shot, Luciano, of the bullpen for Grand Prairie. You see the replay here. Nice, easy 2-hopper out to Head. But back to the top of the shop, Lucio Redamar. There is Zach Pierce, Zippy, as he's known. And that one is fouled right off the screen.
pitching line for Steve Normand so far in this tournament. 21 to third innings, 3 game starts, 2 wins in this pocket, 30 strikeouts and 5 walks.
And I think the plan, Joe, coming in was to start Normand and go as long as you could, and then to use Pierce in relief, which is an interesting strategy. Normally you would think of, and you would think that Pierce would be the number 1 guy for Grand Prairie, that you would start your ace. But I think Grand Prairie thinking, we got 2 guys who are pretty similar. Let's start Steve, hard-throwing righty, and then come back with Pierce, who throws even harder, and try and close the door if that's the strategy.
If that's in the books, yeah, that works out good if Normand can survive those initial start of the game. It's good to put your fire out with Pierce in that bullpen. Duccio Redemar now at the plate.
Well, it's been a winning strategy for them. They dropped a game, second or third game, to Toronto Batmen, but they didn't score any runs that game either. So it didn't matter who you had out on the board. It really wasn't going to work.
Yeah.
And going to have to score some here as they're down early 4-0 against this hard-hitting JB squad. Mitch Stack out to have a conversation with Normand. Joe, who's the blue crew do we got for this one?
The umpiring crew from at home plate, Jan Hora from the Chechia team. First base is Kevin Wallace, and third base is Mike Morrissey.
Experienced crew out there for this one. Here's a little punch to center. Braden Arcon will catch that for the third out of the inning. JB tack on 2 more. They lead 4-0. Grand Prairie coming to the plate in the bottom of the second.
Whether you want to improve your grip in wet conditions or just to find the control you've been looking for, the Gorilla Gold Grip Enhancer has become the most recommended name in softball and in every sport where grip plays an important role. Gorilla Gold is the only grip enhancement approved by the ISC, ASA, and NCAA.
My name is Michael Holobradek. I'm from Czech Republic, playing for Hill United Chiefs, and I'm using Gorilla Gold.
My name is Pablo Miglievaca from Argentina, and for every game I use Gorilla Gold.
Hola, mi nombre es Samuel Villalbazo, pitcher de la Selección de México, y en todos mis juegos uso Gorilla Grip.
Hi, I'm Adam Folka. I play for the Hill United Chiefs from Australia, and I've been using Gorilla Gold my whole life.
My name's Jack Vesco from Australia, and I can't pitch without Gorilla Gold.
Gorilla Gold, the feel for the game.
Todd Williams, Scott Galenza, Travis Head will be the scheduled batters for the Grand Prairie Pirates. Home team here this afternoon against the JB team. Grand Prairie up in northern Alberta. And JB based out of Agora Hills in the greater Los Angeles area in California. Sponsored by Bob Berger, JB Painting. Longtime sponsor in the game.
Yes. It's been fairly hot out in California. It's probably good to get up here.
Yeah, you're not kidding. We talked to some of the folks from Texas, from the San Antonio Glowworms. Here's a little chopper, and Roman Godoy will make the toss to first for the out. The San Antonio Glowworm team, who were here knocked out by the Circle Tap Dukes the other night. The weather in Texas for the last, what did he say, Joe? 35, 40 days has been above 100 Fahrenheit. For our Celsius fans around the world, that is into the high 30s Celsius.
Yeah, I just can't imagine that.
Every single day.
Yeah. You better have air conditioning.
And a pool. And air conditioning in your pool. Scott Galenza at the plate. It's been a hot summer in many places. Talked to some of the local people here in Denmark, Wisconsin. They were bemoaning, Joe, about the lack of rain. And then we got a day full on Monday. And another tapper to Roman Godoy. He's not going to let anybody else play here, Joe, this inning.
It's my bat, it's my ball.
Well, it's certainly his ball.
Yeah.
Travis Head to the plate. But we got a day's worth of rain on Monday, and then we had that flash storm yesterday that caused about a 3.5-hour delay. Just chucked it down in buckets at us. Grounds crew here led by Mark Loritz. Just did a tremendous job, Joe, in getting the field ready. In particular around the mound and the batting boxes where there were puddles due to the divots, of course, that accumulate over the course of a tournament like this. And they put down more clay in powder form. They put down the Stay Dry in powder form. They packed it in tight with the tampers. And this diamond was in terrific shape by about 6:15, 6:20 yesterday afternoon. We had 3 phenomenal games that featured some of the top teams here. We talked about it with Varm Matayosian. The Gremlins dropping a 5-3 decision to the Bear Creek Express, and there's the changeup from Roman Godoy. He strikes out Travis Head. 3 up, 3 down go the Grand Prairie Pirates in the bottom of the second inning. They're trailing 4-0 to JB. We'll pick up our stories on the other side. Stay with us on the ISC network.
Inch by inch, we'll fight to make the lives of First Nations people in this community, this province, and on this continent better. I know we have a long way to go, but I'm proud to say as long as our people have a need, Dreamcatcher will be there for them.
For the best Bear Tent banter on the airwaves, listen to Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly. Here's some of the biggest stars chatting with 2 of Newfoundland's own, Jason Hill and Steve Mullally. It's unfiltered and uncensored. Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly, wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, bye.
Betty Eater, Lenny Viavazo, Juan Viavazo, 2-3-4. And they've already caused some havoc for the JB squad. A walk to Fetty Eater. He came around on the home run by Lenny Viavazo.
So important for Steve Ormond to get ahead in the count. Falling behind has hurt him.
Well, there's strike 1. That's always a good pitch. Big cut by Eater right back to the screen. And he's in a hole 0-2. Joe, after this one, the Circle Top Dukes will be right back out on the diamond. They'll be taking on the Hill United Chiefs. And everybody here is anxious to see which Hill United Chiefs team we're going to see. Will it be the one that piled up 33 runs in their first 3 games and didn't allow a run? And how do they come back from last night's game where they were on the short end of a 14-1 score against the Niagara Stompers?
Really going to have to flip that switch.
Drilled out to left field by Fetty Eater. He's going to make the turn and come back to first base as Chris Walushka will get that ball back into the infield. And aboard again for Lenny Villavazzo. So mound visit, and is that it for... It is it for Steve Normand. Donnie Atkinson, our guest commentator last night, comes out, gets the ball. We're going to see Zach Zippy Pierce. We'll take a break. We'll let him warm up, and we'll be back.
Sometimes people worry about asking for help because there can be a stigma around mental health problems.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
They might believe that asking for help means admitting that something's wrong.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
Some people worry about how others might see them.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
Asking for help means that you want to make changes and take the first steps towards better mental health.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
We should celebrate the courage it takes to speak up and make changes.
Trust your teammates. Trust your teammates.
Getting help is part of recovery.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
Mental health isn't something you need to keep to yourself. Talk to a friend. Trust your teammates. You're not alone.
Trust your teammates.
Trust your teammates.
The first steps may be the toughest, but knowing where to look for help is a good start. Community mental health organizations like the Canadian Mental Health Association or Mental Health America offer resources and programs.
Zach Pierce against Lenny Villavazzo. First pitch swinging, hard hit, right field, deep right field, off the light post and gone.
Well, that's a greeting.
First pitch, and welcome to the game, Zach Pierce. Fetty Eater dances into home plate. Lenny Villavazzo will step on home plate to make it official. And now 6-0 for the JB squad. 3 2s in a row and counting for this hard-hitting team out of Southern California.
Just an awesome display of hitting there by Lenny Villavazzo. 4 RBI so far in the game, 2 home runs.
Juan Villavazzo to the plate. And that one is up and in to Juan. And Joe, certainly not what you were looking for out of Zach Pierce. I mean, Lenny Villavazzo obviously was just sitting on that first pitch and knowing that you're likely to get a rise ball as Zach would want to get ahead. And he jumped on it.
Cleared it easily over that fence.
And this one is going to go deep right over down near the tarp, and making the catch. Got to be careful over near that tarp. Pat Burns reaches out and snares that one for a good out. First out of the inning. And give credit there, too, to Fetty Eater being aboard for Lenny Villavazzo both times to count for multiple home runs. A walk and a single by Eater doing the job, setting the table. Carrillo, a number of years with the Hill United Chiefs team, won an ISC MVP in 2017. Made the trip over to JB 3-4 seasons back now, Joe, and it's been a good fit for Nico going out on his own, if you will. And this one, well hit deep left field. Forget about that one. Nico Carrillo adds to the home run total.
Yes, he's a great addition, Blair.
Boy, oh boy. This team can hit the ball. My goodness. And they're back out here. And look at the special glasses that they're going to put on Nico here. Watch as he comes down the line, Joe.
Yeah.
The Niños.
Minions.
Minions. The Minions, yes. Nico Carrillo. And you can put those on when you're winning 7-0. You don't put those on when you're down.
No.
7-1. Cesar Rodriguez at the dish. A walk to Cesar and chases upstairs on that one. Pierce, it doesn't matter what the score. Quickly, always back to the board and in with the next pitch. There's a changeup from Zach Pierce, a good one in for a strike.
That's a nice pitch. Especially, you got to throw that changeup at for a strike.
Chases downstairs. Cesar Rodriguez down on strikes, and that's a good recovery for Zach Pierce to go strike out Cesar Rodriguez. Iran Torres now to the plate.
Torres 3 for 10 in the tournament. 2 home runs. 2 of the 3 hits are home runs.
You know, it's interesting. We talked with Ricky early yesterday evening in one of the games. Ricky, one of the team leaders on the Auckland, New Zealand Blue Sox that were here and played in the 21 under tournament and then competed in the World Tournament ISC 2. They played over 12 games, I think, in 16 days that they've been here. Joe, they're going to stop at Angels Park in Anaheim as well as Petco Field in San Diego on their way home. But he talked about the difference in the style of the game here. There's a hopper out to Travis Head, and that will be it. But more runs, 3 of them, in the form of home runs by this hard-hitting JB squad. We'll pick up this story on the other side. JB has this one in hand. The Grand Prairie Pirates, and Joe, it's a study in contrast here. Here we are, the 3rd inning, which is getting down to the bottom of the order for Grand Prairie. In the top of the 4th, we'll be already through the order twice for JB. Stack, who came in yesterday against, well, didn't come in, but he started his first at bat yesterday against Elmira. The first pitch, he took it out of the yard. Joe, we were talking off inning about how long do you go with Ramon Godoy with this type of lead, and just on cue, Maxi Montero pops out of the dugout and into the bullpen for JB. Maybe we'll get a look at Max Montero down the right field line in the bullpen.
Mitch Stack, though, just has a perfect swing. You watch the technique at the plate. Got caught looking there.
Well, we'll have to wait for his next at bat, Joe. Apparently, you're the jinx this year on the broadcast. Mitch Stack down on strikes. There's Max Montero warming up down the right side. Thank you, Carol Dureste, our ace action camera operator. That is right below her feet, too. She's perched on the roof of that first base dugout here. John Miller Field, Circle Tap Bar and Grill on the outskirts of Denmark, Wisconsin. A little easy nubber to Ramon Godoy for the second out of the inning. And Braden Arcon down on strikes. Very efficient here, Joe.
Third ground ball sent back to Roman Godoy. So he wants to keep that ball low. His drop has been very effective today.
Chris Volushka, one of the few hard-hit balls for Grand Prairie, laced a single back in his first trip. Changeup for a strike. And we know Ramon has got a real good one. And a strike again down at the bottom of the zone. So really quickly ahead of Chris Volushka, 0-2. Thought about going after that for strike three, but able to hold back. This one is popped up on the infield. Juan Villavazo will collect that for the third out of the inning. Very quickly, Grand Prairie Pirates go down in the bottom of the third. We'll go to the top of the fourth. The JB squad coming back up. It's been murderer's row so far.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside one of our beautiful ballrooms. Learn all this and more at monthill.ca. We can't wait to see you soon.
For the best bear tent banter on the airwaves, listen to Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly. Here's some of the biggest stars chatting with two of Newfoundland's own, Jason Hill and Steve Mullally. It's unfiltered and uncensored. Dust Up with Hilly and Lolly, wherever you get your podcasts. Yes, bye.
Home run for JB. All of the runs have come by way of the long ball, Joe, and we've seen that a lot this week, but no more on display than right here, right now with the JB squad.
An awesome display of hitting today.
This one is drilled out to right field. That's going to go off the upper panel. Bishop is going to round the corner, turn on the jets, and slide safely into second base. Joe, there's now a dent in that panel out in right field. He hits this ball so hard.
Good punch there by Bishop. And a great slide at second base. Great technique on that slide.
Ishmael Pena, the 9-batter for JB. And Zach Pierce has fared no better than Steve Normand against this hard-hitting team, Joe. doesn't look like it's the Pirates' day.
No, they just got to keep that ball low and in that strike zone. I'm not sure what they've been hitting so far, but whatever it is, it's been dangerous.
Fouled out of play. That is way over the building and over to the parking lot, I'm sure. Two balls, one strike. And that one misses downstairs. 3-1.
That's a great pitch location. That's where you got to keep that ball.
Sorry, 2-2 the count. The scoreboard out and right had it at 3-1 initially. Now full count. And Bishop out at second base. Maxi Montero supposed to be warming up, Joe, but he's doing a lot of watching right now. There's a high hopper out over the head of Williams at third. Bishop on the move. Here's the throw. The play at the plate. They can't get him at the plate as the throw is up in front. And make it 8-0 for JB as they have scored in every inning. And that's the first one that's not courtesy of a home run. If we had the regulation lower fences, Joe, Bishop's would have been a line drive home run. It had enough velocity to carry another 50 feet easily. So give Ismael Pena an RBI double as he ends up on second. And we're back to the top of the shop for Lucio Redemar. Upstairs to Redemar. He's really the only guy that hasn't gotten in on the offense yet, is he?
Juan Villavazo.
Juan Villavazo as well. A couple of flyouts to right.
And Uran Torres.
Hopper on the infield, and that is just foul down the left side. Todd Williams made sure he got that in foul territory. Anything like that, too, it'd be almost impossible to get Lucio Redemar. He's asking for a bit of time here at the plate.
Catch his breath.
Like, man, I just ran all the way to first. I'm 23 years old. I can barely do that.
Yeah. Way to get a little older, son.
That's right. Montero back to pitching down in the bullpen, not just spectating. Fouled straight back to the screen off of the bat of Lucio Redemar. I get that one right, Luciano? Rolling the R's. Got the thumbs up from Luciano. We're going to check and make sure that we're talking signals, and Mitch Stack works an extra couple of words into the conversation. Jan Hora accompanying him out there. The new rule, you can go out there to talk about signals only, the umpire to accompany the catcher. Runner on second base. Usually you're going to be changing the signs to make sure you don't get picked. Redemar. Nice pickup over there by Scott Galenza on the backhand.
Great.
And a good scoop by Corey Jones, but we talked about Redemar and his wheels, and watch how fast he gets down the baseline. Here's a great play by Galenza on the backhand, but Redemar is already at the bag.
Really good wheels. Great play by Scotty Galenza, though.
And dug out nicely by Corey Jones, too. Real nice play all the way around, but just can't get Lucio Redemar. You can't defense speed, Joe. Upstairs, over the head of Fetty Eater. He's been aboard twice, has scored twice, courtesy of Lenny Villavazzo. Didn't even have to run Fetty Eater. That's great when you're on base and you don't have to run. And again, he'll be on base as coming around. Pena will score from second on that RBI single by Fetty Eater. The runs continue as they put up another crooked number on the scoreboard. Joe, 2, 2, 3, 2, and counting here in the fourth. Do you want to play this team a little bit later this afternoon? I don't know.
No.
Boy, they hit the ball.
Whatever they had for breakfast, they better copy it tomorrow.
Or this afternoon.
Yes.
Lenny Villavazzo, 2 for 2, 2 home runs, 2 two-run home runs, 4 RBIs, 2 guys on base. An opportunity to have himself a day. Called a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to young Mr. Villavazzo. Chases upstairs. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Off the bag, that's a fair ball. That's going to ricochet out into left. Here comes Redemar flying around third, and up to second base goes Villavazzo. He hit that so hard, Joe, it kicked 15 feet into the air after it hit the bag.
Good power swing there. Great explosive swing.
And you can see it ricochet off the bag out into left. Redemar was already 3/4 of the way down the line to third base. He scores easy. 10-0.
Still no one out here. Top of the 4th inning.
These 2 runners are key, Joe. If both of them score, that's the run rule for 4 innings. The Pirates would only have 3 outs to play if those 2 runs come across. Joe, I'm going to assume that the Hill United Chiefs will be the home team in the next game as they all file past on their way to the third base dugout. They will be playing the Circle Tap Dukes. Circle Tap, I think an emotional 4-1 win against the Toronto Batmen this morning. A nice solid team victory for the Dukes.
They'll have the hometown crowd cheering for them this afternoon.
Out of play off the bat of Juan Villavazzo. Max Montero continues to throw down the line, and I'm going to suggest, Joe, that we're probably going to see Maxie come in given the score.
I would think so. Get him out of the sun, too.
Well, the likelihood that Roman Godoy will be the starter against the New York Gremlins at 5. That's assuming that this score holds, barring what would be a miraculous comeback by the Grand Prairie Pirates. It would be an epic one, that's for sure. Called. Strike 3. Juan Villavazzo. Nico Carrillo launched a solo home run his last trip. That one misses downstairs. Nico, a relatively new father, back at home in Argentina.
Kirill was the ISC World Tournament MVP in Grand Rapids.
2017, that is correct. Joe, I'm going to see if I can go out and help Luciano fix that one.
Sure.
I'll be right back.
Little duct tape.
Carry on.
Nico Kirill now at the plate. 1 ball, no strikes.
I'll go fix. No, good. Stay there.
Two balls, 1 strike. Petty Eater at third base. Lenny Villavazzo at second base. Nico Kirill at the plate. 1 out. Top of the 4th. Kirill with that pop-up going out to left field, but Chris Walushka surrounding it and pulling it in for the second out of the inning. Cesar Rodriguez now at the plate. Cesar Rodriguez looking for his first hit of the game. Had a walk back in the second inning and scored. Struck out in the third inning. His third plate appearance here in the 4th inning. Cesar Rodriguez with a bleeder, but a great play. But unable to grab a hold of it was Scotty Galenza. And Feta Eater and Lenny Villavazzo both come across to score on that play. Good attempt there, but a well-hit ball just in the Bermuda Triangle in between Steve Normand and Scott Galenza and Travis Head. Galenza tried to pick it up barehanded, but was unable to.
Well, Joe, those 2 runs, very important for JB. That gets them to the run rule gap.
Iran Torres now at the plate. Iran looking for his first hit. Sacrifice bunt back in the 2nd. Grounded out to the second baseman Travis Head in the 3rd inning. Nice little rise ball there by Pierce. A little bit out of the strike zone. Pierce with a pitch, but missing off the edge of the plate. Home plate umpire Jan Hoare from Chechia explaining to Pierce that it was just off the edge. High rise ball striking out Torres, sitting him down, completing the inning. But the JB's team scoring 5 runs in this inning on 6 hits, and walking away presently with a 12-0 victory at the top of the 4th inning. We'll be back with the bottom of the 4th inning. Thank you.
Whether you want to improve your grip in wet conditions or just to find the control you've been looking for, the Gorilla Gold Grip Enhancer has become the most recommended name in softball and in every sport where grip plays an important role. Gorilla Gold is the only grip enhancement approved by the ISC, ASA, and NCAA.
My name is Michael Holobradek. I'm from Czech Republic, playing for Hill United Chiefs, and I'm using Gorilla Gold.
My name is Pablo Miglievaca from Argentina, and for every game I use Gorilla Gold.
Hola, mi nombre es Samuel Villalbazo, pitcher de la selección de México, y en todos mis juegos uso Gorilla Grip.
Hi, I'm Adam Folkard, play for the Hill United Chiefs from Australia, and I've been using Gorilla Gold my whole life.
My name's Jack Vesco from Australia, and I can't pitch without Gorilla Gold.
Gorilla Gold, the feel for the game.
Back to John Miller Field, and Grand Prairie Pirates, Joe, are down to their final 3 outs of the ISC World Tournament. Corey Jones at the plate, Pat Burns, and Scott Knee-High, 3, 4, 5. These are the guys you want at the plate. Joe, coming up next, Hill United Chiefs and Circle Tap Dukes. We just got the lineups fresh off the press. Devin McCullough for the Dukes, Michael Holobratic for the Chiefs. Going to be a good one. Jones fouled out of play. Almost got that passing car. A lot of questions are going to be answered in this game. Can the Dukes make it to Championship Saturday again? Haven't been there since 2019 or 2018. And what about the Hill United Chiefs? How will they recover from last night's game? We're going to find out probably in the next half hour to 45 minutes. Corey Jones down on strikes.
5th strikeout for Roman Godoy in 4 innings.
Pat Burns to the plate.
Just missing off that edge of the plate.
Godoy has been so consistent here this week, Joe. And they're probably thinking, where have these bats been? Where were these bats in that first game? If they win that first game, their task probably a little bit easier here as the week goes on. It's a long road to hoe at the end of the week. You really play a game a day for the most part. It's been a bit of a mixed up schedule this year because of the rain on Monday. Some teams playing 2 games, some teams playing very late at night. JB has been one of those teams and didn't make it onto the ISC network schedule until today, but they certainly put on a show when they got here, Joe. An offensive display right there with anything else we've seen this week.
Yes, just awesome so far today.
Burns fouls that one to the screen.
Roman Godoy really slowing the pace of the game down, though.
Yeah, that is a long, slow walk to the back of the circle. An amble at best back to the board. He's way over on the first base side of the board, too. There's the changeup, and a real good one. Down on strikes goes Pat Burns, and it will come to Scott Knee-High to keep the game going for the Grand Prairie Pirates. Certainly not the game they were thinking about when they went to bed last night. A tough one here this afternoon against this hard-hitting JB squad from California. A changeup again, back-to-back changeups from Roman Godoy in for a strike.
That's a great pitch. Just catching that outside corner of the plate. Good movement on that opposite curve.
Just off, ball 1. And a changeup again. He's thrown 3 of the last 4 pitches with the change. Don't tax your arm.
No.
1 ball, 2 strikes. The Pirates are down to their last strike. And that's the ball game. Roman Godoy ties up Scott Knee-High with an inside rise ball. An awesome hitting display by the JB squad, the team in black and gold. We will see them again this afternoon still. Grand Prairie Pirates will finish in the top 8 again. A good tournament. They will think that they maybe left one on the table. Joe Todd, We're going to be right back here with the Hill United Chiefs and the Circle Tap Dukes coming up. I'm going to guesstimate in about 35 to 40 minutes. It may be earlier. Keep watch on YouTube and on Facebook on the ISC network. Joe Todd, Blair Setford, for Var Matiosian, Luciano Lafrano, Carol Doreste. Thanks for joining us. 2 down, 3 to go.
For the latest in softball innovation, the website where you can experience the best tournaments in the Americas. Live games, news, tournaments, and much, much more. The best quality live softball, on demand so you can watch when you want. Become a Premier member now. SoftballPremierTV.com.